Okay, so welcome to the, this is an interim presentation on the Rich Text Box version 2, where I'm going to include the facility to insert and show dynamic field values in the Rich Text Box, which you can then print preview and then print sort of reports live from, eventually sales order, quotation, and various other, RMA, various other forms or business objects that you find appropriate within Epicor. Now, for this example, as I said, I'm just using ABC code. It's a simple example. It's an interim pre-release presentation, so the solution isn't GA yet, but I'm hoping for it to be released fairly soon. So as it is at the moment, essentially you go to the rich text box and you can see that I've got some values here, and it's in design mode, and I've inserted ABC code, quantity tolerance, and ship to customer number. And when I flick from design mode into real-time mode, you can see those values are replaced with actual values in the rich text box. And eventually we're going to have a print preview button where that will show a print preview of the rich text, which you can use to position your reports, review them before you print them with live values, as I said, once you flick out design mode. So what I want to do is create a quick example of creating this from scratch, just to show you the basic functionality. So first of all, I'm going to start on a different ABC code, and then I'm just going to insert some rich text. So I want to create a quick report, so bear with me and I'll just plug it together. So this is just an example report. That someone may want to create as an example. And I want to insert my values in design mode. You can only do this in design mode, so I right click and select insert data item. This comes up with a dynamic field selection box with all the views available in the form. Select the appropriate view, then I select the appropriate column name that I want the value for in my report. Okay, and as you can see, when they're first inserted there, they're in red. So I'll right click, insert data item, and this one I want the stock valuation %. And this one I want the count frequency. Okay. And that essentially can will represent the report that I want to print. And as I said, eventually we're going to have a print preview button. We'll be able to review that before we print the actual report with dynamic values. These are the values that are going to be replaced. So in real-time mode, I switch off design mode, and you can see those values are replaced with the ABC code, stock valuation %, and count frequency. Sorry, it's just tried to save there. It errored because you can't save unless you're in design mode. It doesn't save those values, so we have to put that in design mode before we can save that again. And you can see the values were represented by ABC code, stock valuation %, and count frequency once I switched into real time. So that's really an interim presentation. We're making good progress on it. Eventually, as I said, I want to on my blog, I want to have the facility to select the row, a specific row that you get the value from, you know, for multiple parent-child relationships, so we can display all releases and all rows, all releases of a sales order, for instance, or a purchase order or something like that. As I said, that has multiple parent-child relationships. So, you know, we're moving forward, and, you know, we're looking for GA around Christmas time, January, start of next year, mark. And just bear with me. I'll provide you updates as I get them. Cheers.